So you're great at building automations. You understand APIs better than most people understand math. Maybe you're even familiar with code and you know deep down that if you gave it the time and energy, it could make millions. Yet your bank account still says $200. Now, if this sounds like you, this video will change everything. Now, I see this all the time. I see automation experts building workflows nobody pays for. I even see developers making amazing apps with 0 users, even designers with perfect portfolios but actually 0 clients. Now that you are watching this, maybe you fall within this category. Maybe you are an automation expert, maybe you're a developer, maybe you're even a designer. The advice that you keep getting is just fix your portfolio, send more Upwork proposals, just apply for more Fiverr jobs, learn more skills. And the problem with this advice is that it's a one-way ticket to actually hate business and hate your life, okay? Because this is exactly what I had back then. Little personal story for you guys. Let's go down memory lane. 2 years ago, I was exactly in the same spot. I was an Upwork freelancer trying to sell every automation I could sell, okay? And the problem with that is I was slaving away my time and energy on Upwork trying to compete against people who were charging 90% less than me, okay? Which was brutal. Maybe you are watching this and you actually see it. Like even like people that post jobs on these platforms like Upwork and Fiverr, sometimes it's just AI generated jobs, don't you think, right? And people actually are getting pissed off because of this. Like sometimes it's even scammers. And you waste your time and you waste your money and these connect and you have to invest upfront. And sometimes the person is not even real. Like think about it. That's brutal, right? And I used to have these exact situations every single day for a long period of time. And back then, I also thought that the solution for this was just to send more volume. Okay, this is wrong, completely wrong. I also thought it was building more impressive projects. Again, wrong, because there's always someone who is going to be better than you. I also thought that I needed to learn the latest tools and technologies. Again, dead wrong. The real problem was much, much more simpler. And like everything in life, usually the solution is much more straightforward and right in front of us, but we keep playing and dance around the solution and try to come up with complex solutions when in reality it's really in front of us. The real problem was I was a builder, not a seller. So I had the identity of someone who just builds workflows, not someone who actually sells. But guess what? Someone who builds doesn't necessarily mean they're making money. But a seller, the identity of a seller, you can be pretty much sure that if someone sells, well, obviously selling, the only way to make money is to sell. Okay, so inherently, the identity of a seller is the identity of someone who makes money, right? It just makes sense. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is your skills are worthless if nobody knows they need them. Okay, this is really, really, really important, guys. If you're sitting there building solutions all day to problems that people don't even know they have, and when you're speaking in workflows, when businesses speak in profits, this is really important, guys. Businesses don't speak in NA10 or Make.com workflows. They speak in profits, okay? Are you able to get me clients that will pay me for a long period of time so I can actually feed my family, okay? And do other things, right? If you can't do this, then nobody will ever hire you. Nobody will ever work with you, and you will never, ever build a business, okay? Because the way to build a business is you need to sell. And the way to do it is basically to sell things that people want, okay? And it solves a painful problem for them, all right? This is business 101. So the worst thing that I used to do is I would say, basically, I would pitch myself and I would say, I built an automation that processes 10,000 records per minute. And they would all look at me puzzled. Like, what is this guy talking about, right? Like, who talks like this? So chances are you are watching this. Maybe you say, I can integrate your CRM with your email platform using webhooks. Now, do you really think people actually talk like this, right? Like, do you think business people talk like this? No. So what they really hear in the back end is they hear, that sounds expensive and complicated. So the gap isn't your technical ability. Okay, guys? And let me actually walk you guys through one of the looms that I used to send for people in Upwork, just to show you guys that I actually been through the trenches, but the trenches are necessary. Bottomless is where you exist, right? How can you become if you never are? Therefore, you need your bottomless because there you are, okay? So let me actually listen to this.
My name is Saad. I am an automation engineer, and I just thought I'd make a quick little video to walk you through a few of the campaigns that I ran. So essentially what I do is I do lead generation. I set up email campaigns from start to finish. So in this video, I'm just going to walk you through a few of the successful campaigns that I ran this week for multiple companies. Here's an example of a campaign that I ran.
Back then when I used to use Smart Lead, think about this, like 255 positive reply. This is back in the day, right? So as you guys can, this is actually like one of my case studies.
And 2 weeks ago, as you can see here, June 22nd, and the positive reply is absolutely crazy. It's 18%.
18% reply rate.
Reply rate with a 65% positive reply.
If you guys notice here, I'm speaking in features. I'm not talking about outcomes. Like, why would they care? So I'm all speaking in technical jargon, reply rates, all this stuff. When in reality, I should talk about how many intros or clients I could get them in the next 6 months. All right. And talk about the payout that they're going to get if they actually pay me money. So you live and learn, right? This is why I always tell you guys, never talk about the features, okay? And always talk about the outcomes. Nobody cares about your NA10 workflow or whatever you are building. They only care about if you can make them money. That's all that matters, okay? So now that you are watching this, you understand that the gap is not your technical ability because you understand things. You understand NA10, you understand MIG, you understand a lot of things, okay? The gap is that you don't know how to connect your skills to their problems. That's really, really important. Let me say this again. The gap is that you don't know how to connect your skills to their problems. So stop selling your process, start selling their outcome, okay? The solution is not learning more technical skills or like it's a skill issue. That's completely wrong. It's learning positioning. It's called positioning, guys. It's learning to position yourself as the bridge between businesses and the results they need. Okay? Instead of I build automation, say, for example, I help, recruitment agencies find more qualified candidates. For example, this is where they are, okay? And this is where they want to be, okay? And this is like basically the journey. And you sit here, right? This is you, okay? You sit here and then you get them to here. That's it. That's literally it. This is what I say with I help recruitment agencies find more qualified candidates. What I'm doing here is I'm positioning myself as the bridge, just like I talked about, as the bridge between businesses and the result they need. For example, instead of saying I create AI workflows, I say I help medical practices get more patients. Again, I'm doing the same thing, right? Same thing. Instead of I develop custom software, say I help manufacturing companies reduce costs by 30% because this is literally what they want. This is what they want here. Why don't you just take them here instead of trying to get them, I don't know, like here? Like, why? They don't care about it. They care about this. So just simply get them this, right? So this is what I like to call the connector method. This is a scaling method that I came up with when I was around like 25K a month, and I needed to scale up to 100K a month. It's a way where you position yourself as the person who connects businesses with what they desperately need. You're just a connector. You don't build stuff, okay? You just connect people, which is exactly what a sales agency is, okay? This is exactly what a sales agency is, okay? It removes all the friction. You make a shit ton of money, and it just less headaches. Like, I don't want to stare at the screen for 24 hours. Like, I'd rather go play tennis. I play a lot of tennis. I play golf. I'd rather go on a date. I'd rather do other things, take my family out for dinner. Maybe even take my mom to see a new house she wants to buy. Maybe I want to go enjoy myself in the sun. Go for walks. I go for a lot of walks. I want to listen to audiobooks. I want to listen to psychology books. I even want to write my book. These are a lot of things that I want to do in life rather than just stare in the window. So I was like, okay, how can I make my life as frictionless as possible? Because you need to remember, the whole point of you starting a business is you want to achieve freedom. You want to achieve financial freedom. You want to achieve location freedom. But most entrepreneurs and most people that they start building a business, they forget the whole point of starting a business, right? Which is you achieving success and freedom. So instead of slaving your time and energy, just be like an ant. because ants go where the sugar lies. So simply just go where the money is, right? It's so interesting how everything that I'm saying, you know deep down that you know it already, but you need me to say it to you. And this is like the greatest vice of human nature. This is called the collective unconscious, which means all the knowledge that people talk about or all the knowledge that we have available in today's society have already been discovered since time immemorial. You know deep down all of these things that I'm telling you, okay? You know deep down that technical skills do not matter. What matters is your ability to sell, yet your unconscious tells you other things, okay? It's so interesting how we know the solution, yet we do not know it. Let that sink in and give that some thought. Your technical skills become the secret weapon, not the selling point. Think about it. Since you have technical skills, well, that's a secret weapon. That makes you better than 99% of people on earth, okay? So, for example, when a recruitment agency needs more job orders, you don't pitch them on an NA10 workflow. You tell them you're connected with companies actively hiring because you're literally giving them what they want. When a medical practice needs more patients, again, just going back to the same example, you don't explain your AI personalization. You tell them you connect practices with people who need their services. The automation, this is really important. The automation happens behind the scenes. The value proposition happens up front, guys, up front. So your technical skills are not your product, they're your competitive advantage. Now, this should make you happy and it should make you light up, okay? Your technical skills are not your product. They're your competitive advantage. This is your little color. That's what makes you different from other people, okay? So your product is the business outcome you deliver. Again, business 101, everybody knows this, yet most people don't know it. And my mentor told me something when I was working as a bouncer at night, and during the day I used to learn how to code. I told them, I really want to be really good at code. And he told me, anyone can learn to code. Not everyone can connect that code to real business value. And it really stuck with me. And I'm here to transcend that information from him to you guys, okay? So where do we go from here? Well, let me give you guys a recap. Your skills are worthless if nobody knows they need them. Always make sure to connect your skills to their problems in a way that's going to solve that problem, okay? And your skills are your secret weapon, not the selling point, not the upfront value proposition. It's what happens. It's the magic that happens in the back end, okay? And your technical skills are not your products. They're your competitive advantage. So use them in your advantage and crush your entire competition. Now, the only thing you have to do is simply just get out there, take action. And by the way, your crown does not depend on others seeing it. I believe in you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.